Alright, welcome back. Hammer Times here, and today we'll be building probably the most challenging build in Armored Core 6. This time around, we'll be using the Delivery Boys and see how we could make them viable in PvP. Why is this the most challenging build? Well, basically, the primary criticisms for the Delivery Boys is how they fly super slow, and I agree. They are probably the slowest in terms of projectile speeds, and even slower than the container missiles. Even a trainer AC can easily outrun these guys without ever boosting. These boys also probably have the highest total downtime in the game with a 5-second base homing lock time and a 9-second reload time for a total of 14 seconds. You can clearly see the challenge here. A weapon with 14-second cooldown in a world of speedsters, especially with the recent patch that boosted the speeds of lightweight builds, is just in no way good work.
Guys, I can go faster!
FromSoft probably forgot they put this weapon in their game.
I keep having this nagging feeling that I've forgotten something.
Hey, if you forgot it, it probably wasn't all that important.
Because they buffed the guidance and projectile speeds of multiple dual missiles, even the active homing missiles. Thinking of it now, the recent patch kinda nerfed the Delivery Boys. Another glaring weakness, or even maybe an oversight, is that the boys just explode into nothingness the moment they deal a direct hit, shortchanging the user 2/3 of its listed damage stats. Having said these, how do we actually make the Delivery Boys viable in PvP?
Tell me.
Well, the first good thing about the Delivery Boys is that they have a pretty decent guidance, only behind the vertical missiles and another meme missile launcher, the Javelin Beta. As long as they don't crash into the ground, they would keep chasing your target until they drop the third salvo. With this, you can basically cover the immediate combat area when you fire from both ends, especially when fighting in a closed space like Grid 086. Another good thing with the boys is the constant supply of 600 to 700 cumulative impact damage for each missile that lasts about 5 seconds before it starts to decay. The main missiles take about 4 seconds to turn around after dropping a salvo, so if you fire 2 missiles, you have a steady supply of cumulative impact damage every 2 seconds. Now, you'd probably say that that's just 1200 to 1400 impact damage, and that's not enough to stun even the lightest mech. Well, let me introduce you to the savior of this build, the Taiyang Shao. The explosive thrower got its range buffed with the recent patch, so it's actually usable now, increasing from 80 meters to 125 meters. Now, why the explosive thrower though? Well, I wanted to go for something explosive with this build, and it also covers the areas that are missed by the Delivery Boys. The Delivery Boys arc overhead when you fire them, so most of the time, people will rush you since the frontal area is pretty open. Lightweight mechs also love circling around their targets, so the explosive thrower's arc does a decent job of catching them. For the other arm weapon, I picked the 66 LR laser rifle, so there's enough time to showcase how the Delivery Boys and the explosive thrower work together. I also tried to optimize the build, so I replaced the laser rifle with the Coral Nebula. A fully charged shot also doesn't overheat it, so you could follow up with normal fire or another charged shot. Moving on to the body parts, for the original build, I picked the Knockwriter for the core to represent a curve back after lifting the Delivery Boys since they look pretty heavy. For the arms, I initially picked Alba for its firearm specialization, and for the head, I chose the Shade Eye for its balance of defense and attitude stability stats. For the leg parts, I chose the Wrecker legs for its massive attitude stability. For the FCS, it's the P10 SLT, so the missile lockdown is cut down from 5 seconds to about 3 seconds. For the booster, it's NGI-001 as usual. After running several PvP matches, I optimized the build by replacing the core and the arms. I replaced the Knockwriter core with the Mind Alpha for more attitude stability and higher kinetic and explosive defense since I fought a lot of people using these weapon types after the 1.03 patch. I also replaced the Alba arms with Melander C3 for a 2-point reduction in target tracking for more kinetic and energy defense. Alright, that's it for the build. Before we jump into some PvP action, hit that like and subscribe button as it helps the channel out.
Alright, so for the first fight, it's going to be a lightweight mech with dual machine guns, gun turret, and laser slicer for punish. Basically for the first round, I tried to rush him, trying to get a lock on, and I tried to create a boxed area at the start of the fight, but He kept quick boosting to my right. Caught him with a kick right after he quick boosted, which I followed up with an explosive thrower for a full stagger. I managed to get in a charged laser shot before he pops his pulse shield. He tried a charged laser slicer here, but I easily stopped it with my assault armor. He tried his melee maneuver again, but he got tagged and staggered by the delivery boys this time. A pretty easy laser shot ended the fight here. Next round, he started off by trying to break my locks by hiding inside the crater, and surprisingly, it worked. I ended up dumbfiring the first delivery boy because I wasn't expecting the locks to break. He then tries to disengage after he got hit by my thrower. I tried to do a vertical explosive thrower, but I missed. He tried to jump around and whittle my stagger meter down. I managed to land 2 explosive throwers while he was trying to slowly approach for his melee swing.
Ultimately, I got staggered here, so I popped my assault armor.
Dumbfire with the boys, though they bounced off the pulse armor. I just tried to make some space, but I got kicked twice in the process. I tried to go in for a kill with a charged laser slicer, but I managed to get away.
I thought I'm gonna get kited to my death here. Luckily, he charged in instead, so we ended up getting tagged by the explosive thrower here. The delivery boys came back, which set him up for an explosive thrower kill. For the next fight, it's going to be a slightly better derivative of the first build, dual pistol, gun turret, and the pulse blade. So we started the round trying to get a lock on. Fired both missiles, but the second one was in a less ideal position since he already closed in. Caught him with the thrower before catching him with another one after he moves in. We trade here and we both got stunned. The boys haven't done anything yet since this guy is pretty slippery. Caught him again with another explosive thrower here before I got staggered. The delivery boys missed again, though I caught him with another explosive thrower as he tried to dodge them. Tried to kick here to force a dodge, caught him with the laser rifle after he did. I managed to pulse armor here. Got a little annoyed as he ran to my face, so I just assault armored here. Round 2 started off a little less aggressive, so I managed to box him in with the delivery boys. He dodged in just inside within the thrower's range. Then he got tagged by one of the boys. Both the thrower and the charge shot didn't connect despite being fully staggered. Assault armored here to stop the attack and tried to create some space. Kicked here to help reposition the camera and force a dodge, then killed him off with the thrower. For this fight, I switched it up a bit by using the Coral Nebula instead of the laser rifle. I also changed the FCS from P10 SLT to PO5 so I could actually land my shots. Up next is a melee fight, laser lance and shotguns and vertical missile and plasma launchers. This one's pretty fun since we mostly spent our time dancing. He started off very aggressively, we traded off some shots that mostly missed. Then he got caught by the delivery boys, followed by a thrower and a couple of shots from the Coral Nebula. That took about 70% of his AP. I then got staggered in the next clash and he was posing for a charged lance attack, so I just popped my assault armor and killed him up with the explosive thrower. He started the next round cautiously, so I managed to get a lock on with the delivery boys. Fire one of the boys and tagged him with the nebula and the thrower. He charged with his lance and missed, so I caught him again with the thrower. chased him with another thrower. He popped his assault armor, so I countered.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants!